One man now faces murder charges following a deadly double shooting in Vidalia, where investigators arrested the man. Plus, trash concerns in Bibb County could get answers today, how the county plans to address the new collection services, and how you can get involved. Well, good Thursday morning. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. The time is now 6:30 a.m. on this January the 13th. How are you feeling this morning, Central Georgia? I hope that you're feeling good, and thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Wanye Reese. So as you see, I hope you understand the assignment today. You need to make sure that you are secured and warmed up before you walk outdoors, Courtney, because it is downright cold.
That's right, it is. And today I finally understood the assignment and actually wore sleeves after wearing sleeveless dresses all week long. Don't worry, I did still have the coat and the slippers when I walk in. I look like a whole different creature walking into this building. This takes some time to get ready for TV. 36 right now in the city of Macon. The only people who see that are usually our directors that walk in very early with my hair in like a bun, my bedroom slippers on. Coming to work ready to go. 37 in Warner Robins, 32 in Gordon, 39 in Montezuma, 40 in Unadilla, 36 in Wrightsville, and 31 up in Monticello. So we are a good bit warmer this morning. Good news is you're not going to have to give yourself a few extra minutes to start the day to go and get any frost off your windshield, but probably a good idea to go heat up the car a little early. All that warmer air thanks to the fact that we have a few clouds trapping in the heat of the day from yesterday. And today the only difference you're really going to notice is that we'll have a bit of a breeze build in. Temperatures will climb near 60 degrees. We're going to stay really nice, beautiful weather just like this to round out the week, but the weekend brings a different story. Those details in a few minutes.
Well, thank you, Courtney. An Alabama man wanted in connection to a double homicide in Vidalia is now in jail. The U.S. Marshals Service arrested 27-year-old Joshua Sanders yesterday in Arizona. The GBI says he faces several charges, including aggravated assault and felony murder. Those charges are connected to a shooting that left a mom and daughter dead last week. The GBI says Sanders will be extradited to Georgia. The shooting happened last Thursday at a home on East 5th Street in Vidalia. The GBI says police found two women shot there, 42-year-old Pamela Harden and 24-year-old LaTorri Harden. LaTorri had already died, and medics took her mom to the hospital where she later died. Right now, a Crawford County deputy is on administrative leave while the GBI continues to investigate a deadly shooting over the weekend. It happened off US 341 Sunday afternoon. The GBI says an attempted traffic stop turned to a chase and then to a fight, ending with a deputy firing his gun, killing 47-year-old Denrick Stallings. Yesterday, the Crawford County Sheriff's Office released the deputy's name, William Owenby. He was previously the subject of a use of force investigation in 2020, but the district attorney during that time cleared him. The DA says Owenby's actions in the case were justified and his record was unblemished. When the GBI finishes its current investigation, they will turn over findings to the Macon Judicial Circuit DA's office for review. All right, let's get you to four stories happening across our state this morning. The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office is losing grant money to help cut down on impaired and aggressive driving. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety put the brakes on its Highway Enforcement of Aggressive Traffic grant for the Sheriff's Office for the new fiscal year. It comes as a now former deputy faces a DUI charge following a situation on I-20 in Atlanta last month. The Highway Safety Director would not go into detail about his decision to suspend the grant, but says the deputy's situation last month is not the only factor. The Sheriff's Office says the deputy is no longer with them, and it submitted a correction action plan to reinstate its grant. A lawyer for state officials responds to lawsuits challenging Georgia's new congressional and legislative maps. The lawyer says it essentially already it's too late to go ahead and make any changes ahead of this year's midterm elections. During a hearing yesterday, attorneys for the critics of the new maps rejected that idea, noting that it's only January and the general election isn't until November. Governor Brian Kemp signed the new maps into law last month. So far, there's been 5 lawsuits that have been filed. Today, we'll find out Governor Kemp's vision for Georgia this year. His office says he'll deliver the 2022 State of the State address before a joint session of the General Assembly at 11 this morning. We'll bring you updates on air and online following the speech. Well, the board, which oversees the university system of Georgia, now has 2 new members. Yesterday, Governor Kemp named Tim Evans and Jim Seinfan to 7-year terms on the Board of Regents. Evans will represent Georgia's 6th congressional district in suburban Atlanta. Seinfan will fill Northeast Georgia's 9th congressional district seat. They replace 2 regents whose terms recently expired. Regents must still decide on a permanent chancellor for the system. Teresa McCartney's been the acting chancellor since last summer. COVID-19 now impacting in-person learning for Johnson County students. The school district says it will move to virtual classes tomorrow based on a staff shortage because of the virus. The district plans for students to head back to school on Tuesday following Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Still ahead around 6:42 a.m. we'll take a look at COVID-19 related headlines, including where you can get a test and what the White House plans to send to some schools. Happening today, Bibb County leaders in Ryland Environmental want to clear up confusion over the new trash services. The county will host a live question and answer session along with Ryland Environmental about solid waste collection. It's this afternoon at 2. You can watch it live on the county's Facebook page. Ryland and Bibb County will answer questions they've already gotten from emails, phone calls, and text messages. If you have any questions you want answered, though, you can ask them in the comments section of that Facebook broadcast. We have an exciting update to a story that we brought you last year, and it's sure to make you smile this morning. A Milledgeville man gets a new lease on life after liver and kidney transplants. Doctors diagnosed Scott Brown with end-stage liver disease back in 2020. During last year's 9th trip to Emory University Hospital in Atlanta, his doctor says they were doing what they were dealing with was not working. After waiting for nearly a year and a half, Brown finally matched with a donor last month. Doctors operated on him for 10 hours. Now, about a month later, he is back home in Baldwin County, counting his blessings.
I'm still alive today, and I carry that person's transplant organ inside of me, and I'm very grateful, absolutely grateful. Grateful for the person that made that donation, and grateful for all the prayers and all the blessings and all the financial support and all the different types of support that people have given me.
Happy to see him well and healthy again. Brown can already drive again and visit with friends. He goes back to the hospital twice a week for blood work and follow-up appointments. In the meantime, he wants to continue sharing his road to recovery with others on his website. We have a link to his website. That's on our website at 13wmaz.com. Time's now 6:37 a.m. That's absolutely phenomenal to see him make that recovery. He's feeling good, and we said earlier this morning that he's looking to travel to go see some family members in another state, so that's awesome.
It is. It's wonderful, and just goes to show how much being an organ donor can really make an impact on somebody's life. I mean, he now has a completely different range of things that he can do between driving, going to see family. I think it's a wonderful story.
I know, and he can enjoy life, and you saw him, he was sitting on the porch on that rocking chair, and I was like, that's definitely not something that he would want to do at this time of the day.
No.
Because it'd be a little bit too cold.
It definitely is very cold out there this morning. When I went to go turn my car on this morning a little early to start heating it up, and I walked outside, I said, oh my gosh, I need to run back into the house. It was so cold. The house felt so nice and cozy. I know sometimes it can make it a little harder to get heading out the door for work and school, but we are at Thursday already, everybody. This week has flown by pretty quick, and tomorrow will be Friday, and then before you know it, it'll be the weekend. And the weekend is when we are going to start to, of course, change that weather story, and we're going to cover everything you need to know about that potential for rain or maybe some winter weather in just a couple of minutes. Right now, a few extra clouds out there, so while it's cold, it's not as cold as it was yesterday. Those clouds are trapping in some of that heat, offering a little bit of a blanket this morning. Now, as we go through the day, we'll have a trough in the upper levels of the atmosphere dig down to the south and really reinforce itself across the southeast. And all that's going to do is offer us a little bit of a breeze through the afternoon. That's pretty much the only difference you're going to notice today forecast-wise. Right now, as you're getting ready to head out the door, we'll give you a look at those cold temperatures. 36 right now in the city of Perry. You're, of course, looking live on top of the fairgrounds. All these people making their way out the door already. And if you are about to do so, while you'll still need the coat, at least you won't need to defrost the windshield this morning. That extra step just always is a little bit of a nuisance, isn't it? Well, thankfully this morning you won't need to worry about that. 33 in Forsyth, we're at 36 in Macon, 37 in Warner Robins, 36 in Wrightsville, 37 in Eastman, and 39 down in Cordele. Unadilla, you're the warm spot this morning at 40 degrees. So cold, but not upper 20s cold at least. Through the day today, more sunshine. Temperatures will climb into the low 60s, maybe a few upper 50s. Overall, it'll be a beautiful afternoon. Get out and enjoy it. I know I have been just loving walking Colby in this weather. It's been fantastic. Hopefully you've been enjoying it as well. Come tomorrow morning, temperatures will drop into the mid 30s again, mostly clear skies. It'll be another cold start to your Friday, and we'll stay dry tomorrow. Of course, that rain chance comes in for the weekend with rain likely on Sunday. 80% chance for rain. Notice I said rain. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we are going to experience any kind of winter weather. So we're going to take you through what the models have to say. We're going to start with the GFS. So what's going to happen is a wedge is going to build in. We know what that does. It brings in cold air off the Appalachian Mountains. Now it is going to bring in freezing air to parts of North Georgia, and that's going to be a problem when it comes to the ice potential in North Georgia, because then you're going to add the rain on top of that. So the temperatures are already going to be cold in North Georgia. The rain is going to reinforce that cold air being brought in by the wedge. Here at home, here's Sunday through the overnight hours, cold rain rolling in. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like, well, fortunately, unfortunately, that wedge is not going to bring in cold enough air for us here in central Georgia. So we don't need to worry about ice. That's the good news. But without that below freezing temperatures across the area, we're not going to get any kind of winter weather. Notice the GFS is trying to think that when that low, the center of circulation, starts to move off to the northeast, we could maybe start to get a changeover of some sleet. But any of the fun winter weather, that's going to stay to our north. Fun winter weather meaning any kind of flurry. In order to get snow, it needs to be below freezing in every layer of the atmosphere, and that's just not going to happen. We won't experience below freezing temperatures, in fact, until we head into the start of next week. The Euro is agreeing any kind of winter weather stays north, so yet again in central Georgia, we got this close, but we're just going to deal with cold rain, it looks like, for now. Your 7-day shows cool and dry to round out the week, and then that cold rain rolls in over the weekend. We'll be in the 40s to kick off next week, but we'll stay dry through Wednesday beyond the weekend.